Hello, good morning or good evening, depending on where you are and where you are watching this from. So this is a very long due video that I needed to make, but I had too much going on, so I was not able to make the video. It's actually a follow-up video of my journey with Etihad and what had kind of happened through that process and after that process, and a lot has happened since then, and I've had a lot of people asking me questions on my previous video and I haven't really had the time to kind of answer back some of the questions you guys have asked. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make this video where I will answer some of those questions. So number one I have is for someone called Iriak, if I'm pronouncing that right, which is ARIAK 1504. So the person's asking when I received the email and when did I have the open day. So because it's been so long, I don't remember the exact dates, but I received the email a few weeks prior to the video that I uploaded, and I had the open day literally 1 or 2 days before I uploaded that previous video. The person says, I want to apply, but I'm worried that I'll miss the open day since I travel at the end of the June. So I want to know how quick the whole process is. The process is very long. The process is very long, and I'll get into details of that in a minute. But what I would say is just apply. And then whenever the next opening is available, like yani, the nearest one to your location, they should be able to call you in for that. The next question we have is, someone's asking if they would like to know if I have any socials where I'm willing to discuss more about the process. I do have socials and I will link them somewhere in this video. Whether I will be able to discuss this further or not, it really just depends. I'll try to help you out as much as I can, but I'm very constrained by the time at the moment, so I barely get time to kind of respond to any messages because I have a lot going on at the moment. But I will try my best to help you out as much as I possibly can. Okay. Someone else says, I've got a virtual assessment invitation. Can you share your knowledge about this? Please. I think it's probably a bit late for me to share my knowledge on this because it's been a good old six months since I last posted that video, and I'm sure by now you would have had that, or you would have gone through that process. But what I'll do is I'll make a separate video anyway to kind of highlight what to kind of expect in the virtual assessment. Okay. How many days or weeks you got an English test after the final interview? So after the final interview, I think it was the second day when we all got our test, which was like the English test, the maths test, and God knows what other test. But it was like 2 days. But the wait after that was ages. That was a good few weeks, and we were just constantly waiting. I'm gonna answer all the questions first, and then I'll get back to what actually happened with my process. Where are you basically from? You seem Pakistani to me. If I'm wrong, I try to avoid answering questions like that. No particular reason. Thank you for the studio. By the way, you're such a pretty guy. Thank you. Okay, so those were the main questions, which I've now answered. I hope they've helped. If they haven't, I'm sorry. And now I'm going to kind of talk about what happened in my process. So after I had my final interview, we then waited for the assessments, like the English, maths and the basic assessments. We completed those, then we waited. I think it was about a week or 2 weeks. If anything, probably a bit more than that. And then everybody finally got their answers. And I think there was around 15 of us. Most of them made it through. Unfortunately, I did not make it through. And I believe this is purely because of my whole hair situation, which I explained in my previous video, that in my final interview, they asked me if I would cut my hair if I needed to for the job. And although at the time I thought, you know what, I'll figure a way around this, I kind of took a step back, if that makes sense. So I know for a fact that when I answered that question, that guy clearly knew that this guy is not going to, he's going to be a difficult case in terms of cutting his hair off. So I think I've not been successful in the role purely because of the whole long hair situation. So if you're somebody with long hair, I personally think that no job is worth changing yourself physically for, at least anyway. But if you're really dedicated towards a cabin crew job and you really want it, then I would say if a question ever pops up that would you cut your hair, then just say, yeah, I'll cut my hair. I know for a fact that the whole reason why I was not taken on